What's good, YouTube? It's the Casual Gamer. Today's video is going to be a little bit different. If you are into creepy, strange encounters in real life that have happened, you're in the right place. If you're not into that type of thing, I suggest you leave right now because soon I'm about to cue that scary music. This is not fiction. This is a true story from about 7 years ago. Me and my friends had 3 encounters with some strange man, or was he even a person? Who knows? Let's just get into it. Encounter number 1. It was a regular day. 2 of my closest friends linked up with me at my house to hang out in my garage, smoking, listening to music, laughing, having a good time. Pretty average day for some 19-year-olds. After spending pretty much the whole day in there, chain smoking like we used to do, by the time the evening time came around, of course, we needed more blunts. So me and my friends jump inside the car, go around the corner like we normally do when we need blunts to the gas station that we always go to. Like I said, everything in this day is normal. So we get to this gas station and it just so happens a lot of old classmates are there. This wasn't unnormal either because this gas station used to be known as that spot. Like everybody went there to go get their woods, their blunts and everything, just kicking in the parking lot without having to worry about being hassled or anything. So we go inside, get our blunts, say what's up to everybody, chop it up for a little bit, all of that good stuff. So we all 3 hop back in the car, getting ready to leave, and that's when it happens. I remember I was in the back seat, my 2 friends in the front, useless chatter going around before we take off, and out of nowhere, a man just walks up from behind the gas station, right in front of our car. I'll never forget the headlights of my friend's car already being on because, like I said, we're getting ready to leave. He stands right in front of the car, headlights shining on him and everything, and just stares at us. I remember being the one to point him out. And keep in mind, there is still a lot of people at the gas station. Like, all the people that we ran into and were just talking to, they're still there. So for him to walk out and come look directly at us in front of our car, already weird. Me and my friends in the car, we stare back at him, thinking that maybe he has something to tell us because he doesn't look threatening at all. He doesn't look scary or like he's trying to cause harm or anything. He's just standing there, looking directly at us. I'll never forget making eye contact with him. I'll never forget what he looks like. Tall black dude, middle age, could have been anywhere from 35 to 40 years old. Did not come off as a homeless person to me. He was always a little too put together every time we saw him for me to think that he was even a homeless person. So we just sit there and have a stare off. Probably felt way longer than it actually was. It probably was really only 30 seconds before one of my friends said something out the window. I can't remember exactly what my friend said, but I do know it was along the lines of, "Hey, you good, bruh?" He didn't respond. He just kept standing there and staring. At some point, the attention gets drawn to us from the other people at the gas station. Like I said, we're with old classmates and friends. We just finished chopping it up. So after seeing this guy just not respond to us, just stands there staring at us, another one of my old classmates from another car says, "Hey, bruh, you got a fucking problem?" Still, no response. He stands there staring, and eventually he turns around and just walks away. What I'll never forget is him walking away on his own terms. Even after my friend approached him more aggressively than we initially did, he still stood there and stared at us for about 20 seconds. More than I even remember his face and his looks, what I really remember most and what stood out to me most to this day is his walk. The way he turned around and walked away slowly, standing up straight, walking away the same exact way he walked to us, slowly with a certain bounce in his step that just made him stand out. He walks away the same exact direction that he just came from, so he goes right back behind the gas station that he just popped out from out of nowhere. We don't hang out there much, but our old classmates do. So we ask, "Who is this? Do y'all know him? Is he homeless? Y'all seen him around before?" They have no clue. They've never seen this man before. So we leave the gas station trying to figure out who this guy just was. Like I said, we're not worried or anything. He didn't come off as a threat. His presence was strong, but he didn't come off as a threat. He just stood there and stared at us, which is just weird. Encounter number 2. What's funny about this encounter, I wasn't present for it, but my 2 friends that I was with for the first encounter, they were. Probably no more than 2 weeks after our first encounter with this man, my friends are at the local basketball court, literally right around the corner from my house. Nah, I wasn't there for this one, but this is the basketball court that we pretty much spent that whole summer playing at. Like a few times a week we were playing at this basketball court. So before I get into the encounter, let me lay out the scene for you guys. This is a small half basketball court built behind a creek with a green fence surrounding it. Separating the court from the creek is a walking trail that people in the neighborhood often walk on. So the rock trail pretty much ends at the basketball court, and after the rock trail ends, it's just a bunch of trees. On the other side of those trees, it's just a whole bunch of nothing, just a whole bunch of empty land, hills. You could run hills over there and all of that type of stuff, but nothing over there ever going on, just empty land. And I'm telling you guys this for a reason, just keep listening, I promise. So my friends are in the middle of this basketball game. Again, another normal day. Guess who comes from behind them trees from the middle of nowhere? I just told you guys, behind those trees is literally nothing. It's empty land. Nobody has any business really being over there unless you're working out. The same man that we just saw at the gas station previously pops out from behind those trees. Again, he just stands there and watches. Pretty weird, right? So weird to the point my friend stops the whole basketball game, puts his arms up, stares at him and says, "What's going on?" This time with a much more aggressive approach than we had last time, because this is the second time. Come on now, like something fishy's going on here. And guess what? No response. Even after my friend stopped everything, directly approached him in an aggressive manner, he just kept standing there for a second, kept looking, turned around, went back behind the trees, and just walked away. Encounter number 3. To me, this is the weirdest encounter of them all. First encounter was at a gas station near my house in the neighborhood. Second encounter was at a basketball court, also near my house and in the neighborhood. This third encounter was nowhere close to home. We're at a gas station on the complete other side of town. I'm with my same 2 friends from the first 2 encounters. Again, another normal day, probably like a week or 2 later from the second encounter. We're at this gas station getting gas and getting blunts. I remember my 2 friends going inside, but I stayed inside the car. We're parked facing the gas station at a gas pump. I see in the rearview mirror a red car pulling at the pump behind us. Not thinking too much of it. Go back to doing what I'm doing, minding my business. Next time I look up into the rearview mirror, guess who I see jump out of the passenger seat? This same man on the complete other side of town. So any speculation of him just being a homeless guy around, popping up, no, he jumped out of this nice red car. This wasn't no beat up car. I don't even know who he was with. I just see him get out the passenger seat. I don't even make eye contact this time. I'm just watching him through the rearview mirror. But guess what he does? He starts walking towards the store. Keep in mind, there's no cars on the other side of us at the pumps to the left of us. So they're just behind us. We're parked in front. He walks right past my door. I'm talking about right next to the car. Like literally, like uncomfortably close to the car. Like as close as he could be to the car without touching it. He walks right past the car. That same bounce, walks inside the store. My friends leave the store. Before they even get to the car, we're already making eye contact from the car in the store because they already saw him walk in there. Didn't even bother to wait till he came back out the store, because at this point I think we all knew that like something is weird about this guy. And like I said, it wasn't a fear thing. He didn't come off as threatening. It's just like, why do we keep running into you? This third encounter is the weirdest to me because, again, I can understand the first 2 were inside the neighborhood, close by. So okay, he could pass off. Maybe he's just a homeless guy that we coincidentally keep running into. For whatever reason, he likes to stop and stare at us, like whatever, not even really thinking about that part of it. But okay, we're just running into this same dude in the neighborhood, coincidence. Once we saw him on the whole other side of town, hopping out of a fresh red car, walking right by the door, like uncomfortably close, like I said, that's where I felt like this is something else, and I don't know what it was. Till this day, I don't know what it was. For us to run into the same person 3 times, literally make eye contact 2 of the times, we still never heard his voice. Never heard this guy's voice at all. Even all the times that we tried to interact with him, he never interacted back. He walked right by the door but didn't interact. He walked in the store, saw them, didn't interact, just walked in. The most interaction that we got from this guy was just him staring at us that first time, and the second time, the one I wasn't there for. Till this day, I just don't understand it. I'll never understand these 3 encounters. Why was there never another encounter? Why was there not a 4th one? We just saw him those 3 times. That last time was it. Maybe it was just coincidence, but maybe it wasn't. It just seems like too much to be coincidence. I don't know. Let me know in the comments if you guys have ever experienced anything like this, even if it's not like this, just strange encounters with people. It's such a big world out there, and I know I might sound crazy just telling this story. You guys might not believe me. I don't really care. If you listen to the story, it really doesn't sound like anything non-believable. It honestly just sounds like coincidence, but when you start to factor in the staring, seeing him on the other side of town, him popping out from behind the gas station, then popping out from behind some trees that lead to nowhere, then seeing him on the other side of town popping out of a freaking nice red car. Can't even remember what car it was. I just remember it was a red car. When you start to factor all those things in, does it not sound like more than coincidence to you guys? I don't know what it sounds like. Maybe there's people out there who are into this type of stuff and can explain this to me. I'd love to hear you guys' theories or thoughts on this. So yes, leave your comments below. If you think I'm crazy, let me know. If you have a theory on this or you have a similar experience, let me know, man. It's the Casual Gamer, and I'm out.